What is up, my loves? Welcome back to another video. It's your girl Candace, and if you guys are new, welcome. You guys are returning subscribers, welcome back. So today's video is going to be about reinventing yourself. First, let's just jump into reinventing ourselves. Like, first of all, I wanted to talk about this because I feel like, we go through certain things in life where we just feel like, okay, it's time for a change. It's time for something new. Usually we don't hear reinventing ourselves or rebranding ourselves a lot of the times. Now it's kind of more popular. So today I want to talk about reinventing yourself. I was at a space with my YouTube and just social media itself. I know exactly what I wanted to do. It's on the inside of me, but I was scared to let it out. And that's part of what you guys see now is one of the things that I've been wanting to do is kind of talk, because I can talk, baby. When I'm in the mood, if you know me, you know I can talk. But if I'm not in the mood, I'm not really going to say too much of nothing. But I love to educate people on things that I know. Sometimes to the wrong people, it comes off as you think you know everything, but it's really not that. It's just something inside of me where I feel like I like to feel like I'm teaching somebody. So with that being said, reinventing myself. Let's get back to it. Let's get on back. The reason why I had went there was because I had to sit down with myself and I had to ask myself, you know what? You want to do your YouTube channel or you want to do certain things, and it's like, okay, what are you doing to get there? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, what is stopping you? Who are you trying to be? Who are you trying to become? I had to ask myself those questions. What are you doing? Because I feel like there's something on the inside of you that wants to come out, but you keep pushing it back down. Like, you're pushing it down, and I feel like God is calling you to do something, and you just keep ignoring it. You're not being obedient to what you need to be obedient to. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to really just focus all in on what it is that I've been wanting to do. And why am I pushing myself down? Like, why am I hiding who I really want to be? Like, what is it? So I wanted to talk about that because that is something I had to sit with myself. And it's not just about, your certain career or things like that when it comes to reinventing. Sometimes it could be, of course, your attitude. It can also be, inside trauma healing different things within yourself. But today we're going to be talking about pretty much reinventing just all the way inside, right? We're just going to talk about, how to realize when it's time to reinvent. And a lot of times we don't realize it. Like, sometimes you're reinventing yourself and don't even know that you're reinventing yourself. Like, every 5 to 10 years we change. We evolve into something different every 5 to 10 years. And of course, you outgrow people, you outgrow things. You're evolving, like you're reinventing and not even knowing it. So a lot of times we put that pressure on ourselves. Like, I feel like it's time for a change, or I feel like, or you feel like people always complaining to you about your ways or the things that you're doing, and you beat yourself up because it's like, okay, I need to make a change. A lot of times it's not going to come overnight. Sometimes you have to work towards it, and you have to actually sit with yourself and say, you know what, is a change meant to happen, or is it something wrong with the other person? Because I am who I am, and the way that you are, and may be nothing wrong with it. It's just that person may not understand you or get you. But when you have so many people telling you about the same thing about yourself, okay, it's time to sit with yourself and realize, like, and figure out, how can I fix this? And it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time to work on yourself to get there. Whatever it is that you want to reinvent about yourself, it got to start within first. Once you are self-aware about what it is that you want to reinvent about yourself, then of course that comes that rebrand. But it's not always the outside appearance when you want to reinvent yourself. It's not always that. It's about the person that you are on the inside. Everything that you try to reach on the outside to evolve or to grow, it comes with a mindset first. That's the first thing, reinventing yourself with your mindset. So once you have mastered the mindset, of course you can rebrand on the outside, rebrand still within yourself as well. It's about realigning yourself for who you really are meant to be. With that being said, if you guys are in a place in your life right now, you're ready to shed the old you, right? You're ready to reinvent the new you. You have sat with yourself. You have read books. You have, listened to podcasts. You have sat with God for sure. and you have just kind of realigned and refocused your whole mindset, and you just let go a lot of the negativity, a lot of the drama, a lot of people that no longer serves you, or not just, I hate to hear that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I hate to say that. It's something about that. I know we say it, and I've said it, no longer serves you, but it's something about that no longer serves you does something to me, because imagine somebody telling me you no longer serve a purpose in my life. And I get it, but it's hurtful when you say it that way. So I like to say it a different way, as in no longer align with your core values or your lifestyle or your life at this time. Doesn't mean that you don't serve, because I feel like a person, when you say you don't serve nothing in my life, it's kind of like that person ain't got no value. Everybody got some type of value, whether y'all see eye to eye or not, and you don't feel like that person serve anything in your life. True, but I don't really like to say that word, but that's kind of what I'm saying. You start eliminating things and people out of your life that don't mean you any good. Let's just say that people don't mean you any good. We'll say that part. Or people that may not align with you at the moment, but you still love them. Y'all still love each other, but right now your mind is on something else, and that's okay. That's a part of reinventing, because you're growing. That's a part of growth, and nothing is wrong with that. So once you get to that place, okay, like I'm tired of the old me, I'm tired of doing the things that I'm doing, it's time to change my environment up. It's time to do something different, because I'm tired of being around the same people that don't have anything going on, because their mind may be on other things. They're focused on the stuff that you feel like you have outgrown, or you feel like it's not. Of course, that is not serving you. Like, they may not, of course, not serve you, but the things that they're doing is not serving you. So I'd rather say that, y'all, but it's not serving you. So instead, you're like, okay, you're removing yourself. You're focused more on what's inside of you, the core of you. Because a lot of times we stick and stay around environments because we don't want people to think that we think we more than them. When we try to start changing up or doing something different and trying to elevate our life, we always feeling like, oh my God, I don't want them to think that I'm thinking I'm more than them, because I don't want to hang out, or I don't want to go do X, Y, and Z, or I don't have time to spend the whole entire weekend with them because I'm focused on something. They may have a goal too, but they don't have the discipline to get up to do it. So now we're focusing on ourselves, so because we just want to reinvent. We tired of the same thing. So when you get to a place where you're tired of the same thing, it's time to evolve and reinvent who you are. So when we reinvent ourselves, that does not mean to pretend to be somebody that you're really not. That means, especially, how when you're trying to work on yourself and you're like, oh, I'm reinventing myself, I'm becoming a new me, I'm becoming a new woman. But a lot of times you're doing that and you've said that, and it's kind of like now you got to stick to whatever person that you told this person that you're going to be or trying to portray to be. And sometimes, yes, you have to fake it till you make it. But I personally don't say the fake it till the make it thing, because you're putting pressure on yourself. Like, I don't like to fake anything. If I said I'm going to do something and it don't work out, it just didn't work out. I'm not even finna keep pretending, because I'm not finna stress myself out. I can say one thing about me that lets you know that you love yourself, is because when you don't want to keep pretending to do something and it's stressing you out. Like, I love peace, babe. So if it's going to be something that stress me out a little bit, I'm not even gonna waste my time with it. So don't pretend to be something that you're not. That is not a part of the rebrand. That is not part of the reinvention. The rebrand and the reinvention come within. When you have done the work on the inside, it starts showing up on the outside. So that is a part where I think a lot of people don't really know. They feel like reinventing yourself is like, oh, out with the old, in with the new, and I'm finna just show off, I'm gonna be this and that, and then you're back to your old ways. You have to start slow, and you have to change your mindset to get there. And it's not a quick fix overnight. So a reinvention is not a quick fix, glow up overnight. I know a lot of times we look at the physical aspect, the outer appearance, things like that, and we glowing up. To the outside, it may look like that, but are you really glowing up on the inside? No. So when you're reinventing yourself, it's not about what you look like on the outside to make you look good, to make people think that you're glowing up. That's not a real reinvention. It's not. Okay. So how do you know it's time to reinvent yourself? You feel out of line with your current life. Like, when you just sit with yourself and you look around, or you just think to yourself, like, I am not happy. Like, I am not happy with my current situation. I am not happy with my current life. And it's not, and I'm not going to say the entire life, but I'm saying like certain things sometimes, or it could be everything. Like, you just feel like you're just miserable, and it's just everything in life right now is just not aligning with you. And that's how you know it's time to reinvent yourself. And sometimes it's going to take for you to try different things to figure out what it is that you need to be going. Because sometimes you get stuck at a place where you don't know which way to go as far as who you're trying to become. Like, you know, have you ever just kind of felt like, dang, what it is that I want to do? Or how can I make this money? How can you make this money by tomorrow? But I'm saying, like, how could I do, you know, like, you just gotta be lost sometimes. And sometimes it's like, okay, I have an interest in this. Try everything that you're interested in. That don't mean that that's a passion of yours, but try what you're interested in to figure out how to become the best version of yourself, like how to become her. Because I'm trying to reinvent myself, but I got to figure out what it is that I want to do. Because right now I cannot figure out what it is that I want to do. But you got to sit with yourself. You got to sit with yourself and first figure out, how can I make my life better? How can I do, you know, like, what it is that you want to do? You have to figure that out within yourself. You have to sit with yourself. And sometimes it may take that you're on the internet looking at what everybody else is doing, and it may give you a little, you know, motivation to try it. And then you might end up liking it. And if you don't like it, then move on to something else. But sometimes you have to sit with yourself and do that. And then also, like, you may be going through something deeper. That takes time to sit with yourself. Sometimes you may have to listen to a podcast, read books, or whatever, therapy, to get through whatever it is that you're trying to get through, to become the best version of yourself, to come with that reinvention. Another thing I would say, that you're constantly drained and unsure, so uninspired. That's pretty much kind of the same thing, but I would say you're just drained. You're uninspired, I would say, and you just kind of feel like you don't know what to do. Like, your mind is all over the place. Don't know where to start. Don't know what to do. It's time to reinvent. It's time to, of course, figure out what it is. Sit down with yourself. That's how you know. Another thing I would say is that you outgrown your environment. It's okay to, like, move on. Okay, it is okay to move on from certain people or certain things. And I had to learn this, and it's a hard thing. I'm not going to lie. It's a hard thing to move on. But sometimes it doesn't mean forever. But in this season, at this time, especially if nobody done nothing to you, you just kind of feel like, you know, you can't hang out like you used to hang out. And a lot of people think, oh, she thinks she's all that. No, it's not that you think that you're all that. It's just that I have a different assignment. Like, there's something inside of me that needs to come out, and I'm just trying to figure out how to do it. And I can't do it over here with you, like every weekend, chilling on the couch watching TV or hanging out. I can't do this with you every weekend because I'm focused. Like, I'm focused on something I need to do for myself. And that could be just anybody. It don't have to be just friends. It could be close. But look, tell your kids, go in the room. I got stuff to do today. Long as they're straight, long as they're, you know, taken care of and everything is okay. I'm just saying, yeah, focus a little bit on yourself and just, you know, get yourself together and figure out what it is that you need to do. But sometimes you have to change your environment and, you know, the people that you're around and the things that you're doing in order to prosper and do things. And that's okay, because everybody cannot be in every season of your life. There are some people that will be there. They may be there and they understand. They're on their side and you're on your side. Y'all still friends. Y'all still do whatever. But at the same time, when you get older, you know that growth, you have to separate to grow. And if when you get back together it don't align, then it just don't align. Also, your habits. When your habits are not aligning and you feel like, I'm tired of these same habits, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not doing anything that I need to be doing, like, when it gets to that, okay, you know it's time for a reinvention, because my habits, or these same habits that I'm doing, I'm not liking them. I'm tired of eating the same stuff. I'm tired of gaining weight. I'm tired of feeling bad. I'm tired of this and that, right? It's time to reinvent. It's time to realign your life. Another way you can tell is your goals and dreams have shifted. So, yeah, I think I went through this stage as well. And what's crazy, it still kind of come back to you sometimes. There was a time that I had certain dreams and goals that I wanted to do. Of course, you know, when you're kids, you have those dreams and goals you want to do. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I'm no longer interested in that. It was 10 years later and I'm like, I'm not even interested in doing this anymore. So that's how you know it's time to reinvent yourself, when you know that that dream that you had 5, 6, 10 years ago that you were so into, and all of a sudden your mind starts shifting and like, oh, I don't think I want to do this anymore. That's how you know it's time, like you're changing. It's time for a reinvention. Okay, now I got to sit with myself and figure out, I don't want to do this anymore. I was doing it. I did. But like, what is going on with me? Like, what's wrong with my mind? Like, why I don't want to do this anymore? What is it that I really want to do? And what you really want to do, you're embarrassed about telling people that you want to do, because it may not be what society think is best, but it may be something that you want to do. And at this point, the way social media is going, don't nobody care anymore. Everybody doing what they want to do, and it just is what it is. So that's another way you can tell. Another way you can tell is when you're stuck in survival mode, when you're craving purpose. Like, I know I went through a stage, probably like when I first hit my 30s, or 29, I think. 29 to 30, I was so into purpose. Like, what is my purpose? Trying to figure out what is my purpose so much. I was craving it. That's how I knew, okay, it's time for a change. Because why am I sitting here just stressing myself out? Because I'm like, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? Because at a time, maybe like 2 years ago, I think it was a lot on the internet about purpose. Find your purpose. And when you find your purpose, you know what you want in life and all this different stuff. And I was sitting there craving, what is my purpose? But then I had to learn that, because it's already there. It's already within yourself. And I was just trying to figure out, well, what if it's within me? Where is it at? What am I supposed to be doing? And that's how I knew too for myself. Like, everything is changing. Like, I know for sure when I was at my end of my 20s, everything started changing for me. Like, everything, career mindset in general, relationships, things like that. Everything just changed up for me. Finding your purpose, it comes. It comes. You have to just kind of try different things and to realize what it is. It's already in you. But sometimes it just takes a while to figure it out. And then that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because when you think you figured out what your purpose is, then you're like, oh, wait, maybe it's this. Don't think just because you see somebody that's 20 and 30 something and say, oh, I know what my purpose is. 10, 12 years later, it may change what they thought it was. So remember that. A lot of times it's something that you're already doing is your purpose. Like, you're already doing it and you're not even realizing it. So don't dwell too much on it. But sometimes that is a part of knowing that you need to reinvent yourself, is when you're craving what is your purpose, because you don't know what you're doing with yourself right now. And sometimes people on the outside will tell you what it is, have already told you what it is, but you still don't want to accept it. So I would say that sometimes we don't want to accept certain things that we know what our purpose is, if that makes sense. So now that you know what you're letting go of to become the best version of yourself, now it's time to ask those questions. So how do you show up? Like, the version of the person that I'm trying to be, how do I show up? Because now that I have worked on myself and I've eliminated a lot of distractions, I've changed my habits, I've just focused all in on who I'm trying to be, right? Visualize the woman that you're trying to be, the woman that you want to be. How does she show up? Like, how do I show up in this new version of myself? Think about that. Think about what are the non-negotiables. So that's kind of what I was saying. If you want to be a certain type of modern woman, or whatever woman you want to be, y'all, I'm just saying, think about, visualize who that woman is. What does she wear? How does she carry herself? What type of attitude does she have? What type of habits does she have? What type of lifestyle is she living? What type of self-love does she give herself? What type of therapy does she give herself? What type of mindset does she have? Is she spiritual? Like, think of all the things of the woman that you're trying to become. Like, who is she? And once you visualize that, as her, I can see myself. And a lot of times it's, you see yourself on the outside appearance of what you've gained, like the new home, the new car, all the things. And that's okay. Visualize that, but also visualize spiritually. What type of woman I want to be spiritually? What type of woman do I want to be, known for? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind? Like, what it is that I want to be, not just on the outside, but what it is on the inside. When I leave here today or tomorrow, what do I want people to remember me by? Like, everybody's not going to remember the new you. They may remember old versions of you, and that's okay, because that's just a part of life. We all grow, because you remember bad habits of them or bad versions of them. Like a lot of people that you used to talk to 10 years ago probably have the same ways, but certain things have changed about them. And you in your mind remember the old version of them, just like they probably remember the old version of me. But that's okay, like, right? Who do you want to become now? And the people that's around you now want to know you for. And don't fake it. Just become her. Slowly but surely become her. So once you create who she is, you create those habits, those new morning or night habits or midday habits. I don't want to just say morning. We're going to say morning, midday, and night, whatever works best for you, because everybody have their own way of doing things and what's best for them, because everybody is not the same. Like, you can see the internet all the time talking about morning routines, night routines, all the things, right? Yeah, we can have a night routine, we can have a morning routine, but everybody's morning routine realistically is going to be different. Everybody is not going to be the same. And every way that people say that you have to be successful is not going to be the same way that you become successful. So when I say create morning habits, midday habits, night habits, whatever works for you, that's best to become the best version of you. Also saying yes to things that align with you in your new life, the new person you're trying to become. Prioritizing your passions, prioritizing the things that you want to do. Prioritize that girl, right? That woman. Prioritize her. Healthier boundaries between people and things. Okay, so those are all the things that you have to create when you creating that woman or that man. And let me just say this: when you're reinventing yourself, it's going to be times that you're going to be lonely. There's going to be times that nobody's going to understand you. There's going to be times that, it's not going to be glamorous. It's not going to be glamorous. It's going to be down times, because everybody is not going to be there for the glow up. Everybody is not going to be there for the process of your glow up, your reinvention. Because when you're working on yourself, certain things, like I mentioned before, is not going to align with you. Certain people, environment, everything is not going to align. So you're going to have maybe some lonely moments, and that's okay, because everybody is not going to understand where you're going and what you're doing. Everybody's not going to stay in your vision. Okay. So that is okay. That is okay. When you're becoming that woman, they're going to ask you later on, once you become her, how did you do it? Or, okay, she looked like she faking in the beginning, but when you start really becoming her and still her, they're going to want to know how you done it. Also, with the new reinvention, becoming her, you also want to make sure you surround yourself around people that like-minded people that understand you. Don't necessarily mean they understand everything about you, but like, be around people that, love you, you love them, and understand what you're trying to do. And also the same with them, they may be doing the same thing, but like-minded circle are good energy. They don't like I said, they don't have to be on the same path as you, but you could feel you could be yourself around them. Like, you just feel loved, or you just feel like the energy is just good. Like, be around people that's like that, because I love to be around people that understand me, understand my energy. Certain things, you may say something, they may say something you don't like, but we can kind of talk about it to each other, and it's not like this big uproar, or it's not just like this big, problem where they're envious in you, they're jealous of you, or either they're in competition with you and you don't even feel like you're in competition with them. It's like, what is the point of having a friendship if we are battling with each other? Like, why? I don't want to battle with nobody. So surround yourself with good energy when you're on this path of reinventing yourself, because that's what you need. You need somebody that understands you, that's supportive and there for you, and you do the same, vice versa. And be able to open up if you feel like, they're not giving that to you. Sometimes it's okay, especially when you've been friends with people for a long time or whatever, and you open up and you say, hey, I don't like X, Y, and Z. If they feel some type of way, it's time to let it go. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's just needing time apart. Sometimes you just have to distance yourself from things that keep you small. Try to keep you small. Like, if people make you feel like you have to shrink yourself when you're elevating, or you're trying to become the best version of yourself, and you still feel like you have to pretend to be the old version of yourself just to make people feel good, it's time to move on. It's time to kind of, back away from those situations. Like, this is not this is not right for my vibe, my energy, and things that I have going on. I'm not trying to be the old version of me, or I'm not trying to dumb myself down to make somebody who's not even gonna say on my level, but not on the same path as me right now. So, and because I'm not trying to be all that, it's just that we just not matching up right now, and I'm not finna dumb myself down to be that, because I'm gonna continue to stay small if I do that. I'm never gonna grow, because a lot of times people stay in relationship and friendships and things like that because they're scared to lose that person, which is hard. They're scared to lose that person because they don't want them to feel like they trying to be more than them because you're growing. Don't be guilty about growing. Like, that's just a part of the process. Like, look, I'm going to explain to you, this is how I feel right now. You're either going to match that energy or you're not. You're going to match it, or we can keep moving on. Like, I just feel growth. I cannot stay stagnant. I can't stay stuck, because I'll be stuck for the rest of my life in the same thing, waiting on you to catch up with me. And I can't do that. I see you when you get there, because I'm stressing myself out, because I don't want to be that person. Like, no, I don't want to be that person. I'd rather just be to myself and just kind of, figure it out from there. Like, but now if you're in a relationship, I feel like we all evolve and we all grow, and relationships is and same with friendships. Everybody's going to grow, right? Everybody's going to grow. And a lot of times you have to communicate. You have to communicate, and you have to let people know what what's going on within you. Like, certain things are not aligning like you used to align. You have to communicate those things to people. And sometimes, because if you don't communicate, you feel like you're outgrowing certain situations or people, and you don't communicate that, it's kind of like you just, it gets worse pretty much. You just kind of don't want it to evolve. Sometimes when you speak to somebody about the things that you're trying to do, maybe it can be a wake-up call to them. It's like, okay, look, I understand where you're coming from. You're right. We may need, like in a relationship, you're right, baby. We need to evolve. It's time for us to kind of do better at this. It's time for us to do better at that. Maybe that person come along with you. So maybe they can understand, like, okay, my baby is changing. Maybe we on the same page right now. And then sometimes if you're not on the same page, that's a different story. But sometimes you have to open your mouth and tell people what it is that you're trying to do, or how you're feeling at the moment, where it feels like there's change. And if, you want things to work out, but you just feel like we're on two different pages, you have to communicate that with people. And, it work how it's supposed to work. If it work, if it don't. So you guys, in closing, if you are going through something right now, as far as in a season of reinvention where you feel like it's time to reinvent yourself, you're tired of the old you, it's time for you to pop out to the woman that you are meant to be, that you're trying to be. Just remember, you're not starting over when it comes to reinventing. You're just pretty much becoming that person that you're supposed to be, that you were already headed to, but you just had to make a stop and fix some things, and now you're on your way again. Okay? So if you guys like this video, and if you're going through a part of reinventing yourself or rebranding yourself as well, then leave a comment below on your journey of how you're reinventing yourself. I will also do a video on rebranding, because I feel like rebranding, when we think about that, we think about business, but there's also a version of yourself that needs to be rebranded as well, but it starts with the reinvention. Reinvent yourself first, and then we're gonna pop out with the rebrand. Okay, so if you guys are going through that, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.